right, everybody. It's the Arty 84 Show live here, episode 215. As always, Adam the Mallet to the left of me.
Hello.
What's going on here? Here we go. And, yeah, it's fucking Thursday already here. This fine universe, and we all live in. It's opening day for baseball, for most teams at least. There was a couple of rainouts today, actually. It was 2 rainouts. Sox rained out till tomorrow, and the Twins rained out for tomorrow. But it's weird. They didn't play. Didn't open a day on that Thursday. Every team played.
Did they?
I thought. I don't know.
Sox?
Like 3/4 of the teams played today. Some of them just were moved, or maybe they were. No, they definitely weren't postponed because they didn't say postponed on it. I thought it was very weird. So, yeah, I got the MLB TV. I broke down. I'm paying $25 a month for the fucking season. I have to do it. So I get all the games. But you can't get the Red Sox games though.
That's what it's our region. You can't even get them.
No, you blacked out on the region. That's the way that works.
That sucks.
So, because I guess they assumed you just have like Nesson or something like that.
That
They
sucks.
can watch, but I could if I get a virtual VPN, I could do it
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
because I could just say I'm like in, Texas, as long as they're not playing Texas. Usually how it works. I hear a crying baby amongst the microphones. Let's see.
I don't know why that would be. I mean, why could that possibly?
Because the studio that I'm in is in the worst. Yeah, he's like wide awake.
I don't hear it though. I don't hear it. I have headphones on. I don't hear anything.
Well, I'm hearing it because he's like, his crib is literally on the other side of that wall. He's like right there.
At least there's no spillover. I can't hear it. So.
That's good. Yeah, he's like wide awake. I'm like looking around the camera right now. Oh, maybe I'll go back to sleep.
What would you do if you look at the camera and he's looking at the camera like this?
He does that all the time. He'll just look
He
at the
does?
camera.
Like
Oh,
creepy?
yeah,
Like
he'll
really
just
creepy?
he like looks at because there's a little like a red light on there, like the night vision light on it. So he just like stares at it, and like if
you
you
stare at evil like that though.
yeah, I don't even know if he knows there's a camera. Like I don't even know. Like he just like I think he just sees the light and he's just like fascinated with the light. But
If I did this all show,
yeah,
actually Glover kind of did it. This.
yeah. Well, yeah. Glover used to do it, and you couldn't tell if the screen was paused or if he was just staring like in his bathroom. He like always like sitting on the toilet.
Well, I remember you put that video together, and Ryan Glover, and it was just a frozen image of him because
Yeah.
that's all he did.
But it wasn't a frozen image; it was actual video, and I was like, "Well, that seems like a frozen image." Tonight on the show,
That could be a smart play, depending on how you look at it. You know what I mean? Because if people think maybe no, he's really there, he just doesn't move a lot. Maybe he
Right.
really did just put a
could have
picture
just
there.
left, like sitting on the toilet bowl as his wife was yelling at him. It's weird. I haven't heard.
I'm gonna
from
do
him.
that one day and see if you notice.
Yeah, I mean, depends on how active the guest we would have on at that time. We do have a guest tonight, though. We have Carla Betz from. She's actually coming. She's joining. She's an actress and a musician coming and joining us from California, and it was actually pretty funny because she sent me a message today and she was like, "Oh, I just noticed it was Eastern time." I was like,
Wow,
"Yeah."
that's a first.
I go, "Yeah,
Usually they late.
like 5 o'clock your time." I was like, "Is that all right?" She's like, "Yeah, that's fine." We've had this situation in the past doing the shows where the EST gets mixed up, I guess. I don't know.
It does.
Maybe they just assume we're just in California. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
But so she'll be joining us in a few minutes. Our friend Eric Danger Powers, I guess, has a new podcast he didn't tell us about.
Good for him.
But I guess I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called. I don't know where you
Is
can
it
get
just
it.
him?
So there was like a clip I seen on the Instagram of like him and some other guy. I don't know anything about it. He didn't share any of the information with us. He doesn't do a very good job sharing the information either because you think it'd be easily accessible. Like for example, this show you can't trip over without finding information on it. In fact, it's borderline obnoxious to be quite honest with you.
It's in your face.
Yes, and you get every Thursday you get a new episode on the YouTubes, and you get a live episode on a Thursday. So if you get a double whammy, but this episode won't be available till next Thursday. So there you go. Something to look forward to,
Yeah.
on this fine opening day. Anything going on in the world? Is the world still alive? Any bombs going off or anything?
There's always bombs going off. I am a little startled that I've been reading about how we're allegedly behind on supersonic missiles, like countries like China and Russia have developed this technology. And I'm just kind of like, with our military budget, where it is, how that could have happened, because that also puts us in a bad spot, because before nobody could nuke each other because it was always everybody would respond and everybody would nuke each other.
Right.
But now with supersonic weapons, we would have no time to respond.
No, you have like 45 minutes.
Not even hypersonic weapons. Not even.
And if like
we don't have that.
No. And like they literally just said, they told everyone they didn't have them yesterday or 2 days ago when they did a press conference.
Which makes me wonder if we really do, because I feel like we wouldn't admit that. You know what I mean? I would like to think we do.
I also thought there would be protocols put into place if there was ever a pandemic, and that seemed to be a fucking disaster.
That's a stretch. Yeah.
So
I don't know. All bets are off the table these days.
It's like you always sit there and think like, oh, this could never happen. 2 planes could never hit a building in the United States, and it happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just follow the money. Like, look at all, like, where is this? Like, we have a military budget that rivals like what economies do in some countries.
Right.
And
it's like a third of the budget.
What? I expect like fucking basically UFO technology. I want lasers. I want.
Well, it's not going in the space program because we had an astronaut pretty much stranded in the space station because the only way he could get home was from a Russian shuttle, and they were thinking about not leaving him up there. Imagine that.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, it turned out though that they
got him home, but like the whole entire time you're sitting there like, well, even when I land, am I going to be stuck in Russia? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
that's true.
Yeah, someone's getting money. Someone's getting paid for that shit. You know. Well, I was looking at those. I don't see those killer drones they have.
Yeah.
And they have like 3 different types. They have one it's a kamikaze drone, but they cost like $1 million a piece.
I want to say it's called a Switchblade.
Yeah, Switchblade. And there's like a Switchblade like 2.3, and then there's a 2.5, and then there's a 2.7. So the 2.70 like will carry actual like missiles and stuff and shoot but like the 2.3 is just basically it just crashes in. It's a kamikaze, and it blows up. And I go, what a waste of like. It's a cool idea, but like you're literally sending $1 million piece of machinery just to get blown up.
Yeah.
How wasteful is that?
At this point, I feel like we're fighting Russia without fighting Russia. We're just having somebody do it for us.
Right, we're just sending shit. It's like, oh, what's it like? It's like you didn't want to like go to like you didn't want to have to do something, but like it's almost like when you get work done in your house, like you just don't want to do the work yourself, so you hire someone to do the work for you.
I gotta say though, if I'm a defense contractor, I'm like all giddy because like I'm gonna send prototypes to them. I want to send like weapons that like have to be proven in the battlefield. I'm sending those to Ukraine. I'm like, I'm salivating at the idea of like, oh my god, we've been developing this. Like, let's see if this works. Let's send this to them.
That's what makes money. There's 3 defense contractors. There's like Raytheon. There's like Halliburton and Lockheed Martin. Like those 3. It's basically it.
And Boeing a little bit.
Do you see the latest on Boeing? That little controversy that happened.
No, I have not.
So they're building the new Air Force One. So they built 2 of them, obviously. There's always 2 Air Force Ones. And they think the planes might be compromised because they found empty tequila bottles in the plane as it was being built. And there's some kind of, I guess, apparently like a jack. The guy jacked up the wrong part of the plane and he compromised the structural integrity of the plane. And this is like in their facility in like San Antonio, Texas. They're building like these 2 planes.
Yeah.
And all I can think is like, this guy was just a bunch of drunk people like building fucking the Air Force One. You know, supposed to be the most safest plane in the air. You know, but
random fact of the day. Did you know? I heard this the other day. I'm like, get the fuck out of there. So I started doing some digging, and it's true. I got to dig a little more, but for the most part, did you know at one time in the late '80s, Pepsi had the 6th largest navy in the world?
Pepsi had a navy? How?
Pepsi had a navy. Pepsi agreed to a deal taking in exchange for Pepsi soft drinks.
Okay.
The Soviets offered them. Pepsi agreed to the deal taking possession of a Soviet cruiser, a frigate, a destroyer, and 17 submarines, and a handful of oil tankers.
Why? What would they do? What would Pepsi do if the boats? Like, they're gonna bring Pepsi on the boat?
I think it was like a temporary thing. I'll send you this after the show. It's an interesting read. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
I was just watching. I didn't realize what hell movie was it? Was it Mummy Dearest? Oh,
well, the Russians did it. They're embarrassed by Mommy Dearest.
What movie was it? It was I forget the name of the movie, but
that is a movie.
Yeah, no, but maybe that's not the movie. It came out like in the 70s and stuff. But like basically that the lady, she's the main character. Like her husband died and she took over as the CEO of Pepsi, and she like went fucking crazy and just started killing people. I can't remember the name of the movie.
Jesus.
It's like a classic movie. Like I'd never seen it before, but I was watching clips of it the other day. And I was like, oh,
Might be, I think it is Mommy Dearest. It is Mommy Dearest.
is it Mommy Dearest?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like fucking, she goes crazy and just starts knocking people off.
I gotta watch that. I have not watched that.
I've never watched it either. The clips I was seeing was kind of badass. Like apparently she was like a whittler of like the CEO of Pepsi, and then the scene I was watching, she was like the board meeting. They're like, yeah, we're pretty much just gonna kick you out, and she's like, and then she loses her shit, and then she like, I think she like kills everyone, which is pretty badass. But
That's pretty badass.
it kind of reminds me of like, remember that movie Falling Down? You ever see that one?
Oh, of course.
Michael,
yeah.
Who's in that? Is that not Michael Keaton?
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas, yeah. He just fucking loses his shit and just shoots people and stuff. Yeah.
I could see something like what set him off in the movie, which was like the final nail in the coffin, was at the burger place.
Right.
Remember, that was what did it. And like, I think that kind of resonates with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit. It's just a little.
Just like, what the fuck? You can't just get my burger right, man.
Like that one day, you're just gonna snap.
That's happened to me before. I remember like I've been told a lady like 3 times I didn't want cheese on my bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich at Dunk's, and as I'm driving up the highway on my way to work, I like open it up to take a bite and there's cheese in it, and I literally have thrown the sandwich out the fucking window and just screamed, "Motherfucker!"
I mean, I worked in fast food. I could tell you there's some fucking wackadoo people out there, though. I can tell you.
I worked at a coffee shop at the Squirrel and Mall. I won't give the name, but the manager at the time used to ejaculate into one of the milk containers.
Oh, you told me about that.
Right,
It's horrible.
and he would mark it as like he had to put like a mark on it, and if a customer did him wrong, he would make their latte with his father's milk, if you will.
I had one customer flip out on me once because he wanted a bacon double cheeseburger with no bacon. Okay, you want a double cheeseburger, right? So basically, I handed him a double cheeseburger,
right?
And he's like, "No, I want a bacon double cheeseburger with no bacon."
Right.
So basically, what we ended up doing after going back and forth 3 times,
put in the wrapper,
taking the bacon double wrapper, crossing out bacon, and handing him that, and he was fine with that. Like it was insane.
Did he think the two were different? They're basically the same, right?
They are the same, just no bacon.
Oh, fucking idiots!
Yeah.
I remember one time I ate 5 days in a row. My mother must have been lazy cooking or something like that, because it was like 10th grade, maybe 11th grade, that I ate bacon double cheeseburgers 5 days in a row. And literally by the 5th day, I felt I thought I was like imagining it, but my heart was actually hurting.
Yeah, might have been.
It was like, I don't know if it was a coincidence. Like one night I had football practice, another night I had soccer practice, the other night we were just like running late on something, and like we just happened to be near a Burger King the entire time, and I was on this like bacon double cheeseburger kick. And yeah.
What is your go-to fast food? Like if you had to, like
I would try to. I guess Wendy's I would try to go to because I can get a chicken sandwich.
That's not a bad choice.
But Burger King, I like the rodeo burger. Burger King's not bad.
Oh, I love that. They came out with the promotion of Small Soldiers.
Ooh.
That movie. I remember that. It stuck around. Yeah, I like that. The rodeo burger.
My dead bottom is a McDonald's, but sometimes that's like the closest and the only efficient thing. I try to avoid a McDonald's situation possible, but
yeah, it's true.
But we should bring in a guest. Someone who probably doesn't eat at McDonald's because she's a famous actress, and plays the bass, right?
She is. She's apparently a bass player.
Maybe she'll play. Hey, Carla, how you doing?
Hey, Carla.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I'm actually very happy that you noticed this at Eastern time, because we've had a lot of guests from California who we're like, oh, they flaked out on us, and they're like, oh, where are you guys? And it's like almost midnight our time, and I'm like, oh, we already did the show. What happened? And they're like, oh,
just sitting here with the screen up and not being there.
Yeah, well, because sometimes we just assume that, I don't know, people know we're broadcasting from Boston, so like we just like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I missed the whole time change thing. I was gonna jump on at 8:00 my time and miss you guys.
I would be like, oh, trust me, it's happened more than I should. I know what I should start doing. I should start putting the East Coast time and the West Coast time. That way, it gets both coasts covered, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because literally, the only guests we have on the show are either in the New York area or they're in California. It's like it makes it easy. So
just fly over the rest of it.
Right. It must be nice being only 5 o'clock over there. Your night has just begun.
Yeah. Having my little happy hour. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Absolutely. Yes. That's the number one thing we do in this show is drink.
All right.
So, thank you for joining us. So you
Thanks
are
for having me.
an actress and a musician.
I am, yeah.
And we noticed. So is the bass your primary instrument, or do you kind of like, float around and play anything you can touch?
Yeah, bass is my main instrument. I also play a lot of ukulele, which I really got into over the lockdown. It's really fun.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
I have like a musical comedy ukulele duo thing that I do, but as far as like in bands, I mainly play bass.
Right.
I played guitar in one band. It was not good.
Yeah. I enjoy the
How long
bass.
have you been playing?
Forever, like for literally forever. So,
Oh, it's in your blood. I got you.
yeah, bass I've been playing forever. Ukulele I just picked up a couple years ago.
Nice.
How is a ukulele tuned the same way as like the first four of a guitar, or is it a whole different tune? No. Okay.
It's totally different and totally confusing.
Okay.
Like whenever I play ukulele, if I go play guitar, I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like the chords are completely different.
Oh wow.
It's
It's kind of like made up. Like you just like someday some crazy person was like, I got this instrument. It's called a ukulele. We're just gonna tune it so crazy that no one's ever gonna like be able to go from one to the other.
Yeah, it's not fun going back and forth.
I was gonna because I remember when I learned how to play guitar, I went from guitar to bass, and obviously the first four strings are all the same, tuned the same way, so it was easy, nice transition, and you didn't have to really play chords. It was actually a little bit easier to get the flow.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, bass and guitar are very easy to go back and forth.
But the bass is an most underrated instrument in a band.
I know.
People shit on basses all the time. And in reality, Adam and I are both drummers. So like,
oh, cool.
So we're part of the rhythm section of the band, and people just shit on us.
Yes, I was gonna say. You what's like underrated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody cares about the rhythm section.
Right. It's the most important part.
But they'd be nowhere without us.
You'd be lost.
Exactly.
You set a guitar player out without any drums or a bass, they'll lose their timing. They won't know what's going on. It's just like they look at you blankly, like where am I going next?
Wait, you guys are both drummers?
Yeah, we played back in the day.
Nice, very cool.
But the bass like Sting, right? Great bassist right there, right? You know what I mean? It's like keeps the thing going. It's like
yeah, he's very creative for sure, multi-talented.
Right.
For sure. I've always said, like, I don't know what it is, and I was talking to Arty about this earlier, but I feel like any woman that like plays like a musical instrument, doesn't matter if it's piano, guitar, but it's like they instantly become like 10 times more attractive. Like I don't know what it is. Like watching a woman just play and like, it's like oh.
It's like holding a gun too. You said it's like yo, this chick has like a assault rifle. It's like, oh wow, she's pretty badass. Like
or a gun too. Yeah, it's like it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just like
if you had a bass guitar that was a gun, that's even better. That's like 4 points.
All right.
I gotta get one of those apparently. Well, just so you know, that happens with men too. If you give a guy an instrument, he gets hotter as well. It goes both ways.
I know, I've been told that too, and it's like I try to understand and try to figure out what it is about that it is a kind of a turn on for everybody universally. And I can't quite pin it down, but it's true.
I think it's like it's something like that not a lot of people can do. So like it has like, you know what I mean? Like if you give like, you can be the best athlete in the world, right? And you give them like an instrument and then just look at it blankly, they know how to use it.
Well,
it's like
I don't know if this is true. I heard a psychologist, I don't know if they're a good one, told me this once. And I don't, again, grain of salt. So I heard it has something to do with they're playing a phallic instrument, so it represents the penis, and like so it's like watching a woman from a man's standpoint. It's like watching a woman can be able to control the instrument, and from a woman's standpoint to a man, it's that he can command his own. And I'm just looking at her like, I don't know what.
Huh. So like, I have 3 bases and none of them look like penises at all. Just letting you know.
I know. I was just kind of like laughing, and I'm like, okay.
That's why Liberace was so good in the piano. He was really commanding his instrument. Everyone loved it.
Piano definitely doesn't look like if your penis looks like a piano, you need to see a doctor.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
You got stuck in the door or something. Yeah, you have a problem.
For sure.
I don't know. Maybe. I remember, like, I don't know what it is, because, like, you remember, like, the only reason I learned how to play an instrument was to pick up girls. So it's like, all right, like, what can I play? So you know what I mean? It's like, oh, and then all of a sudden you're like that much above, like, the guy. Like, oh, well, you could throw a football, but you don't, like, I could play piano. So what do you go? Screw yourself.
How'd it work out for you?
It wasn't bad. I still try to use it to this day to make the rest. So, it's been 30-something years. So, did you always start playing bass, or did you have another instrument that you kind of like started off first and then kind of found the bass as your home base?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
I actually kind of fell into it from an acting project. I played a little bit of guitar. I played basic chords, and I'm not even a good guitar player, but I booked a pilot about 4 girls in a band years ago. And I kind of faked my way through the guitar playing enough to book it. And then they said, one of you girls needs to learn bass. And I was like, because they cast 3 guitar players and no bass player.
Okay.
So I happily volunteered before they realized how terrible I actually was at guitar. And it just stuck. It was just fun. And it turned, like, everybody needs a bass player. Nobody needs another guitar player. There's so many guitar players.
Absolutely.
So, once I started playing, there was always a band in need of a bass player. So
yeah, I think drummers and bass players are always people always need them, and I think I go for the fact that no one really wants to play bass because they're not like superstar,
I know.
But no one wants to play drums because they're so expensive and so much you have to maintain and so much shit you got to carry around, and like you just can't show up to a gig like with a drum set. You need like a car or a U-Haul truck to and then it's like give me 45 minutes so I can set this up and tune everything. Whereas like a guitar, everyone's like, oh cool, the guy just popped out his acoustic guitar, he's gonna play some Stairway for all of us at this party. It's like, yeah. Yeah,
I hate lugging my bass amp. I hate it so much, but I can't even imagine like carrying a whole drum kit. That's insane. That's not fun.
The drum setup used to be a bitch. I remember we used to have it set up at a basement where we used to practice. We used to come to the basement because it was just the easiest. But I remember one time we had a gig and we moved the stuff, and then we were moving into another place, and it was literally like, and no one wants to help you. They're all everyone's just looking at you like you're an asshole, and you're just carrying all this stuff around. Like, anyone want to grab a tom or something like that? It's like, hey, give me some. And then you get to set up the chair. Everything has to be just right, and the cymbals have to be in right location, and because you're going just on muscle memory, right? Most of the time, you're not really, and just like everyone's just like, can someone give me? It used to be like when we used to play gigs, and I remember they used to have like the drum sets were all pre-set up on a carpet. You probably see it, right?
Oh yeah, like a back line.
Right, and you just pull it out and next one up. That's like how it goes, Or you have a house drum set, but even that sucks too because everyone has their own different kind of preference and everything like that.
Yeah.
But
I love it when they have a house bass amp because, like, I don't have play with any pedals. I do every now and then an overdrive pedal, but mostly I just, run direct, and it's so basic that it's like it's really nice for me when there's a house amp, but I can see as a drummer how you'd want like your own kit. It's like playing someone else's bass.
Right.
I know the feel of my bass, and everyone else's basses are weird. So.
Oh, for sure.
So are you originally from California?
No, I'm from Woodinville, Washington. It's like 20 miles outside of Seattle.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Cold, rainy.
So I know you're into acting too, but like, if you had to pick between one or the other, what do you veer more towards, acting or music?
Acting, I would say. There was a time like in my early 20s, I really wanted to be a rock star. It was a really big priority of mine, and that was fun. I actually went over and like played in England twice and did some touring, but like,
oh, nice.
I want a comfortable bed and a shower and a good night's sleep. I'm at that point in my life where I don't want to be in a van with a bunch of stinky guys. And, I love playing gigs around town, and I would obviously jump on a nice tour, but like, I don't have that need to play 7 nights a week. And, I'd rather.
That is true, because I look at it now, because Adam and I are almost in our really late 30s, but I look back into the days when we started playing, and I go, that would be so appealing just to be like, jump in the van and you drive into the next city, and like, you're literally getting paid to survive, like, enough to eat and get gas the next gig, and like that sounds like so cool when you're like, 19, 20, 21 years old, but then like you get a little bit older, and it's just like, ooh, it just seems like I'm not getting a lot of sleep, a lot of inconveniences. You know, it's not really, you know.
I slept in a bathtub at a hotel because that was all there was, you know, and it's just like I'm done with that phase of life.
Yeah.
I'm just done with that. So
I think that's where a lot of people hit that threshold too, as they progress in their age. It's like you hit a point where it's like, do I continue with this, you know, dream and this goal, or do I just say, hey, it hasn't happened yet? You know, it's gonna be a long shot, if you know what I mean. It's
yeah,
and that's how music is, I guess, sometimes, right? It's like you're either gonna hit it or you don't, and
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
But so,
And like,
oh, go ahead, yeah.
oh, and I never thought I'd do like the cover band thing, but right now I'm in a cover band and it's been super fun, you know, because we get really nice gigs because people love to go see cover music. And, you know, it's really fun. It's like less creative than being in an original band, but there's more fun to it because people like get up and dance and know every lyric to everything you're singing. And it's just kind of party time. So
I feel like that's how a lot of people who play in bands younger end up. Like, I would be totally cool with playing in a cover band and anything, or like a wedding band, because it's like, you know, you're gonna get, so you're showing up to gigs where you know people are gonna be at, right? You're not playing at some hole in the wall bar on a Tuesday night when you might get like four. It's kind of like comedy, right? When you get like no one there and it's like, here I am, and it's like, at least if you're playing something like a cover band, people are like, oh, you know, they're good. They're really good. Let's go see them play. It's cheaper than going seeing the real band play, and it's gonna be more fun. You know, so it's not a bad thing.
And I did the original band thing of playing on a Tuesday night at midnight to 4 people. Like, I have done that.
Right.
I don't need to do that anymore. So.
Did you end up in California for acting? I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. I actually moved down here like right after high school.
Oh, wow.
I always knew I wanted to get out of the rain, work in TV and film. I did theater up in Seattle, but I always wanted to focus more on TV and film, and just knew I had to, like, it's really dreary and gray up there. I know everyone's like, oh, Seattle's so cool, but it's not. No offense to my Seattle friends. This is a better fit for me down here for sure.
That's 72 degrees every day and it rains 7 days a year. You know, it's like, you can't go wrong.
Carla, I gotta ask this question because it's driving me crazy. As somebody who used to watch 90210, I need to know what episode Pinky is in. I need to know what episode you're in. I grew up watching the show, and it's been driving me. I read that, and it was driving me nuts.
In fact, Adam does this thing where he finds bloopers of 90210 where you can find the boom mic in certain scenes and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen a series that has so many boom mics that hang down.
Really?
I have photos all in my phone of boom mics.
That's so funny.
It drives me nuts. What season?
I'm on, it's either the last season or second to last season. The episode's called 80s Night.
Okay.
And yes, I played the Peach Pit after dark.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and I'm a few scenes there. And then in the finale, me and like my faux band are playing at the Peach Pit with Janet. Janet's playing bass with us.
Okay.
When she was pregnant.
I'm all over that. Okay.
So yeah, I had some scenes with Janet and Steve, which were
sharpen my knowledge.
That's pretty cool. That's old school.
They had a 90210 guest.
Yeah, and that was like one of my first jobs ever, and it was, you know, I just moved down here, and it was in its heyday, so it was kind of like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, that sounds
awesome, you're like one of the iconic TV shows of the '90s. That's pretty cool.
Although I think it's 2000 or 2001 that I'm in it. You might have to. It's like the very end. If you're looking for it.
It says you were Buffy too, huh?
I played bass on 2 episodes of Buffy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's actually really cool.
It's actually pretty cool that you got gigs pretending to play an instrument, right? And then you just ended up playing the instrument. And then
Well, I was kind of learning back then, and they, for both of them, needed somebody that looked like they knew how to play.
Right. Yeah.
So I typically got those and a couple other gigs because of playing too. So they've definitely like merged together. And then I just did that on a show on Starz Network, Now Apocalypse, although I'm literally on it for a nanosecond, but same thing, like playing bass on it.
Because you can tell. Well, yeah, because you can tell when someone is not really playing the instrument. Like, maybe musicians can tell. Maybe other people can't
totally.
tell. But like you can tell like with the hands and how they're playing. Even like what like range they're in for the tone and stuff. Like you could tell like, like that sounds a little too high to be up that high, on the neck, right? It's like what's wrong with this?
Every time there's a musician on TV or film, I'm like they're not really playing. She doesn't know how to hold a guitar. That's not a chord.
That's it's like an OC thing. I get obsessed about it. Like, remember that movie, That Thing You Do, with the back in like the 90s, right?
Yes, with the band. Yeah,
right. And like they had to I super analyzed that. The band ended up becoming like it was almost like the Monkees, where they ended up becoming a band after they were cast to be in the TV show, and they like to learn the instruments and stuff like this. It's like you could tell because like it's I don't know. To me, having someone playing music on a show or a movie and not showing it right is like probably like watching like for an athlete watching like a sports movie and like watching them not play the sport correctly. Right? Yeah, it's like you can tell it.
Yeah, I hyperanalyze that stuff.
Yeah, I have like OCD anyways and some weird ADD thing where I just sit there like a soup. I can't enjoy myself sometimes when I watch stuff. I just analyze the entire thing. Like, did you get it? I'm like, no, I missed the entire point. I have no idea what's going on.
Yep, I do that.
So, are you right in the LA area?
Am I what?
Right in the LA area of California?
Yeah, I'm in Hollywood, which
sweet.
is kind of gross, but you guys are East Coast. Where are you at?
We're up in Boston, so.
Okay, nice. My songwriting partner for my ukulele band is from outside of Boston.
Oh, nice. Do you know what town?
I forget where. I'm such a bad friend.
Oh my God!
10 times.
That's your bandmate, man.
I know. I forget.
Boston's
she doesn't have an accent though, so.
Oh, so you might be a little bit. So Boston's an interesting thing because you get like the South Shore, you get the North Shore, and you get like Metro West, and then you get like the rest of New England for the most part. That's how we gotta look at it. Unless you're in the kind of little bubble, sometimes you don't have an accent. I mean, there's people like who have like Southern accents or some kind of like twang. That's very odd. If you get too far out of the city, it's like a 20-mile bubble. So you might be out of that little bubble. But I'd be curious to know if he was in the North or the South Shore because it's like we got our own little civil war going over here.
I'm gonna text her. She's probably like, "You bitch! You don't remember where I'm from?"
Adam and I are both from the North Shore, so we're kind of
Yeah.
I'm texting her right now.
That's funny.
I don't like this South Shore at all.
No.
Another thing too is like we have better beaches, we have better food, we have like
easy access to New Hampshire. Right? No, it's like so much. They'll claim they get the Cape. The Cape is their that's the only selling point South Shore people have. I'm closer to the Cape. Good for you.
I mean, they have a lot of woods. Maybe if you like trails.
I guess so. Maybe camping or something like that.
I love trails. I love hiking.
Oh, so you probably be more of a South Shore person. There you go.
We have that too, but they do have more of it. I'll give them that. That's it.
Have you made it out to the East Coast much?
I've been to New York a few times.
Okay.
DC once. Other than that, not as much as I'd like. Every time I go, it's a blast.
Yeah.
She says she's from Walpole. They have a prison.
Oh, Walpole. Yes.
Oh, Walpole. Okay.
That's where I don't know if you follow sports at all, but that's where what's his face Hernandez was staying.
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez was there after he committed his murders.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually it's where it's next town over from where the New England Patriots play in Foxborough. So it's right there. So. See,
Nicole, sorry, I forgot. She said she's watching.
So yes, that is South Shore.
From
She's on the South Shore.
Okay, she's by the prison.
Right, and that's why it's that's the state MCI for it's a very high security men's prison there. So there you go.
That sounds fun.
But Walpole's it's such a nice town though. It's weird that they would put a prison in such a nice little quiet New England town. It just makes no sense.
It is bizarre.
Yeah,
you can see it from the highway.
You'd really want to stick these places in places where no one wants to go. But for some reason, Massachusetts, like in Massachusetts, for example, there's a county jail in the middle of I-95. So in I think it's in Canton. On one side of the road is I-95 north, on the other side is I-95 south, and in the median, it was like this wasteful land that they didn't know what to do with. They built a prison there, so you can actually see it when you drive by. It's actually pretty interesting. Inconvenient.
Well, that's fun.
It's not like California where they stick the jails out in the middle of the desert in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they're out in the middle of nowhere here for sure. But in Washington, they're kind of awkwardly close by. So
Yeah. I guess you can say
yeah.
hi to people, I guess. Some of the best real estate in Boston is actually the city jail that overlooks the beautiful Charles River. These prisoners have a actual people pay $1 million for a condo with the view of this prison, which is actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he's not lying.
No,
He's
it
really
was
not.
it was a complete mess up by the state because what happened was they had owned all that land over there for a prior building they had. It was like a state building, and instead of accumulating more land, they just ripped down the building that was already there. But at that point, the real estate market was going crazy, and they didn't really take advantage of it where they could have probably sold it off and then picked a better, or I guess you say a worse location for a jail. But they just built the jail on some of the best real estate in the city, so.
Nope.
It almost encourages you to get into like a little bit of a small crime, so you can get the nice view for
Yeah,
a few
it's
days.
the prison view. Although prison view could mean something totally different. So
Yeah, depends what you're there for. Just
probably not worth it.
stay out of the
Prison
shower.
sounds awful.
No, yeah.
I don't ever want to go.
No, I spent one night for about
Did you?
for 5 hours in a city jail cell, and that was about all I want to experience in my life. So that's about
For
it.
what?
Funny that you asked. It was actually 16 years ago yesterday. I keep track. I have a little anniversary. I just turned 21, and I was at a party, and the cops broke the party up, and they arrested all the 21-year-olds.
Oh.
But we were all college kids, and some of us were just old enough. And then they try to accuse us all of buying the alcohol. No, they couldn't prove it. So,
Okay.
Yeah. But they put us in the jail for the night, and then we had to go to court on Monday. That was fun. And then, a lot of community service was done for doing nothing. Literally nothing. Literally just bringing a six-pack for your own consumption. But,
That's weird. Well,
yeah.
that doesn't sound too awful.
No,
I mean, not that I want to spend 5 hours in jail, but I mean, it could be worse.
it was almost worth the story because when you look back on it now, I'm like, well, I stayed. I had to wipe my ass with a sock because they don't provide you, anything.
Okay.
Wait, did you have to? Was there did you have to use the toilet in front of everyone?
Well, yeah, but it was weird because it was like 4 cells. It was a really small town in Massachusetts that I was at, and it's like the facility wasn't exactly like meant for overnight stay. Like I was in the process of getting bailed out. They needed the justice or the judge or the bail. I don't know who signs the paper to let you out. Someone had to sign it, but they had to wait till like 6 a.m. So I was sitting there waiting, and I probably got put in there around 1. But yeah, the toilet's literally next to the bed, and it's all stainless steel, and it's very cold, very Soviet. It's not very nice, And there's and there was like a guy across from me, and you could tell he was a regular there. He was like the town drunk, because like he knew all the people that worked there, and he knew the layout and stuff. It was very. And he just wanted to have a conversation with me, and I was just like so tired. I was just like, "Oh, thanks, man. Sorry." And like a couple of the other kids that I was with got arrested. They were like a couple cells down the hall, and I could hear them talking. And it was really like, oof, this is a tough time for everyone.
Yeah, no thanks.
But the cops are very nice. They're like, one guy was like, "I really don't want to do this, but we have to." I'm like, I understand. And he's like, I hate to do this, but we have to take your shoes. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, so you just don't kill yourself I go, does that happen? I go, is it not gonna be that bad? He's like, yeah. He's like, we gotta take you take your belt too and stuff. And he's like, what the fuck?
So you're in prison or jail barefoot?
Jail. I had socks on, I guess, for a limited amount of time. But they don't give you a blanket or anything. It's not like you're staying at like a Marriott hotel. Like who do I get a ring around here for a blanket? It's a little chilly here in the facility. I did that. It is nice though. They do take a nice mug shot of you, which is always nice to have on a record, And I was during my Pauly D days back. You probably seen Jersey Shore, right?
I've never seen it.
Well, people in Boston are very similar to the Jersey people with their tans and their high hair and the blowouts and stuff. So I had a very, very nice tan because I just, I was tanning every day, I guess, at that point. I had a blowout with the gel and the hair sticking up and stuff like that. So my mugshot is actually probably one of the best pictures I ever took in my life, to be honest with you. The fact that
there's a silver lining to going to jail.
The fact that I had a pink T-shirt on is like, I guess I was just really living it up, Years later, my sister was dating a guy who was working as an intern at the county jail, at the county courthouse. And I had him go down to the basement to the archives to see if he could retrieve my mugshot. And he did, and took a picture of it. It's actually nice to have that handy. So someday, if I ever become famous, I could be on like celebritymugshots.com.
Nice.
That's what I gotta look forward to.
I'm watching your episode right now, Carla.
Oh, are you?
It's the full episode is on Daily Motion.
Okay.
90210. I've skipped to like the last towards the end of the last, because I know that's when, like, they're in usually the Peach Pit after dark, and that's when they have their musical stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I see. Oh, Vanessa Marcel's. I forgot about.
Yeah,
too.
she's in that. Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got. Luke Perry, rest in peace. Dylan wearing a bandana over his head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was extremely nice.
I heard reports back in the day that like some people would say like you can't make eye contact.
Oh, he was super nice. He like came up and introduced himself and shook my hand and was like, "Hi, I'm Luke," and I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Well, yeah, because they're guys. They're nicer. Girls are more catty. And I feel like the situations. Like
what was it like being on set for like such a high, I guess probably one of the most popular TV shows at the time? Was it much different than going to any other kind of set, or was it kind of like just the same old?
I mean, it was a little crazy because it was one of my first jobs, and it was so high profile at the time that it was like, oh my gosh, there's
I get anxiety.
really big names that I thought were really cool that are like that I'm working with side by side. Like I was in hair and makeup next to Tori Spelling for a couple days.
Oh wow.
But everyone was so nice. Like Ian Ziering and why am I spacing on the name of the woman that plays Janet? Those were who most of my scenes were with. So I was with them most of the time, and couldn't have been nicer. Everyone was really cool. I think everyone had a lot of fun, and the show had been running for so long at that point that they were just everyone was very casual,
Yeah.
But there was no
drama, no divas or anything like that. Yeah.
No, everyone was so nice. The director was super nice. It was like, oh, this is fun. You show up in Hollywood and get a really good job on a big TV show, and everyone's nice. Then you don't work for 5 years.
Oh.
It always blew my mind that like Luke Perry was the guy for a while that all the girls would fawn over, but somehow Brian Austin Green was the one who slept with everybody.
I know, and like somehow landed Megan Fox until
that's right. Yeah.
He has a kid with Vanessa Marcel's.
Does he?
Yeah, he does.
What?
Yeah, he does.
Oh my gosh.
And I always thought of him as like kind of a doofus on the show too. It was like, it was Brian Austin Green, because he was with wasn't his girl mostly Tiffany Amber Thiessen, right, on that show? Like they were like the couple.
I think so. Yeah.
Kelly Kapowski, as I remember her mostly from the Saved by the Bell days.
Oh yeah.
Because most guys our age had the Kelly Kapowski Teen Bob poster hanging in their.
Oh Kelly.
Oh Kelly with her volleyball out.
Yes. Gotta say, she still looks pretty damn good over the years. She aged quite well. But so Kyle, would you have going on anything big working on right now, or any other projects?
I just started a play, which is really exciting because I haven't done theater since before the pandemic.
Okay.
And it's just starting up again out here. We have the Hollywood Fringe Festival that hasn't happened for or I guess it happened online, but that's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But so I just booked a play for that's in June. Literally just started rehearsal last night.
Oh, cool.
So I just can't wait to be on stage after not for 2 years. So yeah, it's a new play. It's an original work. It should be it's very different script. It should be cool.
Are you playing bass?
Yeah, I'm
nice.
playing. I'm like, yes. Sorry, I got way too good about that. Yeah, I have a couple gigs coming up at a place called The Canyon out here. That's really cool. And the Peppermint Club, which is another really fun venue. And then, I got that. And then Nicole, if you're still watching, I have my ukulele partner who we write gross, funny songs together. And we've been doing the comedy circuit around here. So that's been really fun.
How long has she been out in California for?
How long is what?
Your Massachusetts friend from Walpole been out in Cali. It's been a while.
I don't know.
Oh no!
I'm so bad.
We stop talking.
Because it's funny though because some people lose their accents, right? But once they start talking to people with the same accents, all of a sudden it just comes back. It's recall memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens.
Well, we met probably 3 years ago at Second City out here. We did the Second City Improv. I don't know if you guys know comedy improv stuff, but we did that together. They're like, oh yeah. And then we like bonded because we both played ukulele, and both have like gross senses of humor. So I've known her 3 years, but I don't know how long Nicole, how long have you been out here? I'm checking to see if she's still watching. There's
leave a comment below.
Okay, she has since 2010.
Oh, so she's lost that accent. She's probably got the little Cali girl accent now. But I bet when she comes back to Massachusetts, it's like, hey, if I go fuck, wait, you at Dunkin' Donuts anywhere, guy? Take me to the Dunks.
Yeah, the Dunks guy.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I remember probably it was about how long ago you think? Remember, what was that big thing where Dunkin' Donuts finally opened a location in L.A.? It was like, I can't remember if it was it had to be like maybe a decade ago. And I remember on the news up here in Boston, because Dunkin' Donuts started up here in Boston, it was like the big deal, like Dunkin' Donuts finally comes to L.A. And there was like a line around the corner for like days to get in there.
Huge.
It was like,
I had friends who lived here for a while who lived in Ontario, and like there's Dunks there, and they were like this. Yeah, the lines were they fell in love with Dunks here, and then when they found it was coming there, they went bonkers.
Yeah.
It was like, to us, it's nothing because
I've never been to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, it's not. It's when you don't have something,
right?
And then like you want it more. It's like I remember for a long time, Yingling beer wasn't here,
right? You couldn't
and
get
then,
up
like,
here. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, like I really want you, and then you have
like, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Well, we have In-N-Out that y'all don't have.
No, which is incredible.
I like it.
Yeah, In-N-Out's the
In-N-Out's
best.
so good.
That's the best part of going to like either Cali or Nevada or Arizona. That's the only place you can get In-N-Out burger. And it's just like literally, I've walked miles off the Vegas Strip because there's an In-N-Out like off the Strip, probably like a mile from like the main area. Mm-hmm. I've done that multiple times just to get an In-N-Out burger.
Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah.
Well, Carla, do you have a website where everyone can get all your information from, or what's the easiest way to find you?
I mostly use Instagram to post like upcoming gigs and stuff. And then I do have a YouTube channel, and then Nicole and I have a YouTube channel, which is Songs That Embarrass Our Families.
Oh. Is that the name of the channel? Is that what you search?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
And then my band is Attractive Nuisance, and all those are on Instagram and YouTube. And I don't think on Facebook. I use Facebook as little as possible.
Same with us. Yeah. We just use it to stream. That's it. We use it basically to stream the show, and that's it. We don't have really do much.
Don't do that. Yeah. But Instagram, as annoying as Instagram can get, that's mostly where I post all my stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. Now, it's great for you because now it's like dinner time. You still have the night ahead of you.
I know. It's totally dinner time. Dinner time and another glass of wine time.
Right. For sure. Well, if you ever come up to Boston, let us know. We'd love to see you have a gig out here.
Oh, that would be fun. I'll have to tell Nicole to get us out there.
For sure.
That's all on Nicole because she's from here.
She'll get the connections.
Pull some strings.
Maybe we can play at the prison.
That would be interesting.
Fun. Like Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash. He seemed to do a pretty good job when he played at the prison. So there you go.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, great meeting you guys.
Same here.
Good meeting you too.
Carla Betz, everyone.
Bye.
All right, sir. Whoa, what's going on? I don't know why this does this.
Cool.
Hold it. Stand by.
I feel like our ratio of pleasant guests is like 98. Or I would say 99, 99%.
See, pleasant guests?
Yeah, pleasant. Like very pleasant. Nice
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, our ratio is like so good. I'm waiting for like a correction of like 5 in a row, really asshole ones.
Well, we had remember we had that couple porn stars that were kind of like weird. They like were
but they weren't bad.
They
just weren't like.
Then we had that one guy who out of the shot tried to be like a smart ass. I don't know, about a few months ago.
Yeah, like
kind of
nice. Like, we have
she was very nice. Carla Betz, check her out on Instagram. Songs that embarrass your family.
Songs that embarrass our families.
That's actually pretty good. Ukulele is an interesting instrument. All I can think is like Tiny Tim playing like the ukulele.
Pinky needs a spin-off. I'm mad Pinky never got a spin-off.
That's pretty cool. I mean, when she said 90210, I can just think of all the screenshots you sent me of all the boom mics and every single.
I know, right? I am gonna watch. I'm gonna find that episode.
I wonder. So hear me on the boom mic thing, because it's like so slight of the boom mic, right? Do you think when they filmed it, they knew they were going to be cut out anyways and edited because of like it wasn't high def back then? It was just like the 4:3. And like when they went back to the video after the fact, they had no choice because it was 9.16 ratio, and the boom mics were just like sitting there in the middle of the way.
My thinking is this: like it's like only like the first 4 seasons. I would say it's horrendous.
Okay,
like it's everywhere, right?
I'm thinking interns.
It's just low production value. Got to turn this out quick.
Yeah,
and like we can only do so many takes. This best one, just the boom mic just happens to be there, so we're going with it. Like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It probably was. They got cheap labor. They got some like interns, like like it's like, hey, just hold this mic, and like the director's like, I don't give a fuck. We only have like 2 days to film this shit. We can't redo the scene again because I could see like the tip of the mic.
Yeah,
but it's fucking hilarious. Well, good show, good guest tonight here.
Oh, it was
215th episode here. What you got going on? Anything in the hood?
No, not really. I got some crypto stuff this weekend. I wanna see what's going on. The Bitcoin conference. I have a staking pool that I need to put money into, and I am trying to figure out. There's some shit going on in the market. I'm just trying to figure out. Right
Nice.
So,
I will be.
That guy's photo you sent me the other day is like my dream on a Friday
right.
when I come home.
I was looking at that guy's computer. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, what the hell is this guy? And I was like, I was trying to read some emails, trying to go through it. I was too busy going through his wife's underwear address, so I was like, it was time to look at the computer,
You could always check out the World Potato.
World Potato.
You could always go there.
And I will be with the Wicked Explorers on Saturday at Comic-Con here in Boston, the Wicked Comic-Con at the Seaport Hotel. So
where is it?
At the Westin Seaport Hotel. So they know where the convention center is, the new convention center.
Yeah, I've been to that.
Yeah, so the Westin Hotel that's attached to it, I guess it's going to be a little smaller this year, Wicked Comic-Con. It's going to be at the hotel's convention center instead of at the convention center, so should be interesting.
I thought that was in the summer, though. What the fuck?
This is the Wicked Con, so it's I don't know if this is the main Comic-Con, but this is the Wicked Comic-Con.
I would be pissed.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
I'd be mad at you.
They actually do this. We're taking the kid because we think because no people dress up and shit. We think it'd be kind of cool. He'll see all the guys, all the characters dressed up.
There it is.
I want to check out, see if they have some cool like collectibles and comic books, and it should be a cool little get together.
All right, you scared me because honestly, if it was the main one that I went to a couple of years ago,
that's usually like in June, right? That's like the big one. That's like in the
it's like in summer, and you knew about it, and I'd be bullshit at you for not telling me.
Yeah, this is a smaller.
I'd be so mad at you.
I'll see if there's any Funkos. I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of Funkos that one year.
If honestly, it has to be a movie one.
Yeah.
And like if you happen to see one that looks like might be mine, take a picture. I will something like that because it's a question directed at me. I will respond and I will say get that, and I will reimburse you Monday at the office.
There you go. I'm trying to look and see if they have any cool like some retired Lego sets and stuff like that of the music of the movie genre and stuff. So, but we figure it would be cheap. It's kids are free under 12, so like we'll bring them and like everyone dresses up and stuff. So we kind of like going to Disney World for like cheap money. So.
I got a new Xbox Series X because the shortage has been dwindling. I was able to get a hold of one at retail price, which was nice. And there's a new Lego Star Wars game that just came out.
Yeah,
and it looks fucking amazing.
Lego Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars series on the cartoon is actually pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is.
It's like watching Star Wars, but they're all like blocky. It's interesting.
It's funny.
I still got to my office will be complete in 2 weeks. I can start building my Millennium Falcon and hanging from the ceiling. So. Something to look forward to. I'll be sanding on Saturday, painting on Sunday, and then the following Saturday, we finally paint. And that following Sunday, we'll be moving. Easter Sunday, we should be moving in. So,
shit, Easter.
There you go. The real Easter, not the Greek Easter. No. But, all right, sir. Well, see you. We'll be here next week.
And I'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning. Same bad time, same bad channel. See you guys later. Toodaloo.